a long way from that right now, but that would be my hope at the end. If kids, if we can give if I can teach the lesson and, maybe just help out on an as-needed basis without everyone, saying, how do I do this, how do I do that, then I'll know that, okay, they've come a long way, they're really getting it, that the information, the concepts we've reviewed, they're really retaining. And so that would be a way to measure the success. In terms of how my big goal and vision comes to life on a daily basis, I'd say, the concepts that I'm teaching, it's important for them to understand, so of course they can do well on the end of year assessments and do well in the course, but also again I try to give little life lessons and anecdotal examples where I think they fit in when they're appropriate, sometimes on a whole group basis, sometimes on a one-on-one basis, and to really ask them, what are you going to do after high school? Where do you see yourself? And a lot of the responses are, I don't know, or they give a oh, I'm gonna be a drug dealer, and you can tell they're really not taking it seriously right now. So I hope the more they hear about it, and the more they hear about the statistics of kids that graduate from high school and are successful compared to the ones that don't graduate from high school and end up being successful, I hope they understand that I need to graduate, I need to go to college, I need to have a plan for my future to, I need to set goals for myself. It won't just happen on its own. I'm the driver of my own success and of my own life. So trying to remind them on a, daily or near daily basis of that is one way to bring the vision and big goal to life in the classroom. As far as investing families and students, I've called a lot of parents, and the response overall has been positive from them. We've been on the same page. I haven't had one parent who's has really disagreed with what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to accomplish for their son or daughter. So that's encouraging to have them on my side, and I've seen a big difference in a lot of kids after I've made those phone calls or spoken to them in person. Notice a big difference in the behavior, attitudes, and grades of some of those kids. Not all, but some of them. So I know that is, that's something real. And so now that I've initiated some of those relationships, I think just keeping in contact, to send reminders to let the parents know how the kid is improving or stagnating, so they can continue to monitor, the student at home, so that they won't regress back to where they started. So I've had seen some success with getting the parents involved. As far as steps to take to get my students where they need to be, I think constantly reinforcing the fundamentals, which we do through the daily warm-up, among other, classwork and daily lessons. The warm-up kind of serves as a review, things they should know, some things they've seen before, some they haven't. So it's a reinforcement and a kind of a challenge, depending on the question, to kind of make their own connections from a concept we've learned and applying it to something that they haven't necessarily seen before in the exact same format that maybe it was on a quiz or a class assignment. So trying to to do both, and I think that's how you really get them to grow. Reinforce what they've learned and push them a little bit at a time so that it's not too overwhelming, that they just shut down and break down, but that they're able to continue and progress a little bit at a time, and then at the end of the year it should all add up to make a big difference. One thing I've noticed at the beginning, I wasn't providing enough explicit examples. I was trying to get them to make the connections and those steps maybe too early. So now I'm kind of going back and showing specific examples in the same format of how they'll see it on the classwork that day, on the homework that night, and on the quiz before we get to the questions that look a little bit different from something they've seen before, even though the concepts and the background knowledge needed to solve the problem is the same. So that's one thing I've done. And another change I've made, I think I tried to go too rigorous too fast. So I need to remind myself where my students are right now in terms of their abilities, and start off from that point and go forward from there, not to take too big of a step at once. So one of the changes I'm doing for next quiz is rewarding those who are doing the right thing, specifically those students who are completing their homework. The next quiz, I'm going to incorporate a lot of the questions straight from the homework on the quiz, so that those who did it, it should be a very easy quiz for them, and those who did not do the homework, hopefully they'll start to realize, wow, I should start doing this, because not only is it hurting my homework grade, it's also hurting my quiz grade, in what could otherwise be an easy A for both. So it's something, hopefully they realize, if I just do the work, do what I'm supposed to, I can do really well in this class. As far as how I'm feeling about tackling these challenges for the year, I'm both confident and a little nervous at the same time to get the students where they should be by the end of the year. Of course, each student is different. Some I know it'll be much easier than others, and the ones that I know it'll be a challenge, those are the ones I'm a little nervous about, but still just as committed to getting them to making a lot of progress with them. And I've already seen some, and so by the end of the year I'm confident that all my students will have come a long way and achieved a lot more than they would have otherwise from not being in my class. Again, I'm excited to work toward my goals, because I know if they accomplish what I know they can and should accomplish, then they'll be on the right path to a successful future. Whether that means college right after high school, or military, or entering the workforce, they'll know what responsibility is. They will know what it means to work hard and in the end get rewarded for that hard work. They'll know that there isn't always instant gratification, and that's not always the best approach in life. Sometimes it takes a long time, a lot of hard work before you can start to see the payoffs. But I think they will see those payoffs on a weekly basis in terms of their quiz grades, if they are working hard. And so again, I want my students to turn out to be successful and responsible, contributing members to society, to instill the importance of a solid education in their children, and to hopefully break the cycle of poverty that exists here in the Rio Grande Valley. And I think that's all I have, so thank you.